The Korean War is known as the Forgotten War. That's because of the absence of public attention that it did not receive during and after the war.
But the heroic actions of Korean War veterans, like Transylvania County resident J.D. Bolt, shouldn't be forgotten.
Photojournalist Ken Korn sat down with Bolt to hear the story of how he received a Bronze Star for his service.
Picture me and this guy who is in a foxhole is on the front lines.
J.D. Bolt flips through a stack of pictures taken in Korea nearly 70 years ago.
And my first night over there, I'll tell you what's the truth, it was a scary night. And it was cold, there was snow on the ground, and you just hear that artillery all night, just a pounding. And I was scared to death.
Sergeant Bolt's job in the U.S. Army, operator of a D-7 heavy dozer.
The roads was blown all to pieces over there after North Korea had invaded them.
You may think a dozer driver wasn't as dangerous as being a rifleman, but Bolt has a story that proves otherwise.
Award of the Bronze Star Medal.
And he has the medal to back it up.
The construction teams were working was under constant enemy observation and artillery fire.
And I was supposed to cut the road into the front lines where they could get the wounded out and get supplies and the ambulance.
And Sergeant Bolt fearlessly exposed himself to the devastating hostile barrage as he cut a path through the rough terrain.
During the time we was building the road, though, we was under artillery fire and mortar fire. And there's a lot of times we'd have to stop our work and just get behind the blade on the dozer for protection.
When he neared the crest of the hill, the enemy could see his actual movements and increased their volume of fire.
And you'd go out in the morning, you didn't know if you'd come back or not.
Sergeant Bolt's heroic action and aggressiveness reflect great credit upon himself and the military service.
My company commander, he came up to check on me, and he said, I got some good news for you.
Bolt knew he was nominated for the Bronze Star.
He said, we're going home.
But it would be another 10 months before he would receive the award back home in the United States.
It made you feel just awful, just proud, that you was given something like that was a pretty high honor.
Ken Korn, News 13.
For more stories about our local veterans, we have a link to the Veterans Museum when you read this story on WLOS.com.
People over 75 are next in line